Hello, it's Emma Holmes at Coaching Rockstars, and I am popping in to talk to you about the stuff that becomes non-negotiable and what happens when things become non-negotiable and you make that decision that something is going to happen, whatever that thing might be, and you decide that that is absolutely, definitely, totally what is going to happen, and you set the intention. So, a couple of occasions predominantly that this has occurred in my world have been one, when I bought my wedding dress, two, when I was massively let down in a holiday departure lounge, and three, when I came to look at this house. So when I was getting married, I've been married quite a while now, but when I was getting married, I went to find some wedding dresses, and the first wedding dress that I tried on that I absolutely adored, we ordered it, and we started to work towards the wedding date, and there was various fittings that I had to go to, and every time I went to a fitting it was like, right, okay, that's perfect, and I went along to the final fitting. And the alterations had been made, it had been brought in here and round here, and it was all, supposed to be perfect. And I went along for that final fitting and I put the dress on. It was, it didn't have any straps or anything. And I let go of the dress here. And as I let go of the dress here, it fell to my ankles. And at that point, the lady in the wedding dress shop went, do you know what? We're actually not going to be able to take that in anymore. We're not going to be able to change it because it's going to start to compromise the pattern. It's going to do this, it's going to do... And it was like, oh my God. I now don't have a wedding dress. I am 4 weeks from my wedding and I have no wedding dress. And I was like, so have you got it in a smaller size? No. The closest shop that's got it in a smaller size is on the south coast of England, and I live in the northeast of England, and that was probably about a 6-hour drive away. And she said, we can order it in, but I can't give you any guarantees. And I was like, do you know what, order it in, because if necessary, I will make that journey. I will make that journey and go and get that dress, and everything will be fine. So she ordered it in, and luckily that dress came on time, because it was a non-negotiable to me. That was the dress I was wearing. That was the dress that I wanted. That was it. The other occasion was in the airport. So we get to the airport. The airport is the point where the agreement is made that I turn off my phone, I start to get into holiday mode, I relax, I open my book, I pack little packs for the kids so that they're amused and they've got things to do. And, we checked our bags in, we got through security, we sat down and I looked at the boards and it said, no time yet, continue shopping. And I was like, yeah, that's fantastic. I'll just keep shopping. That's fine. I'll read my book. I'll watch the world go by. Everything's cool. And what happened was that my husband's phone beeped, and I kind of looked at him. You're allowed your phone on, but I'm not allowed my phone on. And he went to me, have you just got a text message? I went, of course I haven't got a text message. My phone isn't even on. And he went, look at this. And he showed me the text message, and the text message was from the airline, and it said that our flight had been cancelled. And it then came up on the board to say that our flight had been cancelled. And at that point, I'm there with my husband, with my 2 little children. They were quite small then as well, and they were really excited about going on a holiday. This was a big thing, we're going on the aeroplane, it's fantastic. And suddenly the rug was just pulled from underneath us. And the non-negotiable there for me was that I went, do you know what, I'm not leaving this airport without a holiday. I have got these children, they are ready to go on holiday, whether it's a holiday in this country, whether it's a holiday abroad, I am not leaving this airport without a holiday. So I'm on 2 mobile phones at this point at the same time. I'm talking to my mother, who's researching flights at home. I'm talking to the customer services of the airline, who were next to useless. And I ended up whereby I left that airport in an aeroplane. And that was because, again, it was non-negotiable. So we got another flight out of the airport to a neighbouring island to the one that we'd booked our hotel on. And then we did a whole road trip of air taxi up the country, boat across to the other island, and eventually got on our holiday. I think we were something like 18 hours late, but we got to our destination and we got on our holiday. The third one was moving here. So I came and I looked around this house, and I walked out and I said to my husband, I'm going to live there. And come what may, I'm going to live there. That's going to be our house. And it did. It became our house because, again, it was a non-negotiable. I wanted that house. I wanted to live there. So why am I telling you this? Why am I saying to you that this is a thing? So I'm talking about this because what happens so often is that people set goals and they set targets and they think about things and they decide on things, and they're not non-negotiables, because immediately what they're doing is they're saying, what happens if nobody buys? What happens if this happens? What happens if that happens? It would be nice if I could. I would like to. Not, I am going to do this. I know that the minute that I set a non-negotiable, the minute that I set something and I set it down on paper and I decide that that's the thing that's going to happen, that is when not only does the universe conspire with me in order to make that happen and in order to make me achieve that, I start looking for the opportunities to make it happen. I might work that little bit harder. I might work that little bit longer. I might do that extra thing. You know, if I've got a target sat on the top of my computer on a post-it note and I'm just this far away from it as we approach the end of a month, I'm going to do that extra work. I'm going to do that extra thing. I'm going to take it that next step so that I achieve that target. So when we look at goals and when we look at targets and when we look at the things that you could be doing, it's really important that you start to think about what is non-negotiable to you, because the minute that it becomes non-negotiable, your vibration changes, your energy changes, the universe conspires on your behalf. You look for opportunities rather than blocks. You look for the can-dos rather than the can't-dos. You look at it very, very differently. If you are going to do this, and it doesn't matter how you do it and how you get there and what you need to do, that you will get that goal, then you are much, much, much more likely to achieve that goal. You're much more likely to take that extra step. You're much more likely to put that extra effort in. And just below this video in the comments area, down here, you will find a link through to my stats and targets tracker, which is something that I use in my business all of the time. And it is where I write down my monthly stats, my monthly numbers, and all of my targets. But also in there, you get a free targets class, which will help you to start to set realistic but stretching targets. I'm not talking about you doing this pie in the sky kind of planning that just you can't align to it and you can't feel it and you can't do that, you know, non-negotiable with it because it's just so far away. You know, these are stretching targets, but they're targets that you can align to, they're targets that you can get in the vibration of, they're targets that can really help and support you to move forward. So grab that class and see how you can start to make your targets and goals a little bit more non-negotiable, whether they're life ones like, you know, the ones that I've shared with you here, or whether they are the business ones that continue your business growth. As soon as they're non-negotiable, as soon as they're stretching but achievable, those things will happen. Speak soon. Bye.